Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the video. My name is Samil Shah, and welcome to the basically learning PySpark with Python. In this video, I'm going to be covering everything about PySpark, most of the aspects. We'll be learning how to create a Spark session. We'll be learning how to create a data frame. Once we learn that, we learn some basic commands. Once we learn that, we learn how to select columns, select multiple columns, use filter commands, use filter and select commands in together. After that, we'll learn manipulating columns, how we can manipulate columns. Then we'll also learn about dropping columns, dropping multiple columns, dropping columns with some certain criteria. Then we'll learn about renaming columns, then group by statements, and what else do we have? UDF function, basically user-defined functions, how you can apply custom functions there. I guess it's gonna be a wonderful journey, and hope you are excited to learn about PySpark. If you are excited, open up your Jupyter notebook. Come, let's do it, man. So I have everything up. So basically, I have the code on the GitHub account. So I'm simply gonna switch my screen to this way. Okay. I wanna make sure that the recording is on. Perfect. So let's get started, guys. With PySpark. So let me copy this and let's get started. Oops. All right. So I'm gonna just copy the header real quick, switch here, and we'll start programming from scratch. Okay. So don't worry at all. So learning PySpark in an easy way. So the first thing that we need to do, guys, is we need to install PySpark. So you can do by this pip install PySpark on Jupyter notebook. That's gonna install PySpark. Okay. I'm gonna run that quickly. So I already have it, so it should pop up a message saying that the requirements is already satisfied. All right, so I'm gonna open that one, just making sure. Okay, so that's good. So now the first thing that we need to do is basically we need to create a Spark session. So what we can do is we can say from PySpark import Spark session. Once you import that, what we need to do is we need to create an instance of a Spark session. So I'm gonna do that one right here. Now, all you gotta do is print Spark. So it's gonna print the version and the app name and the master, stuff like that. So let's see that. So might take a while. Yeah, it's morning, 6 o'clock here right now here. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is basically we need to understand how to create a data frame, right? So that's the step one. So let's do that. And as I said, the entire code, if you get stumbled upon some problems, you can refer my code. It's there on my GitHub account, it's there. So yeah, don't worry about that, okay? So now let's create a data frame, right? Let's learn. So let's say I have a list of columns, okay? These are my list of columns. Now, what you wanna do is basically you wanna write a data frame, right? So you can do it by this. Now I'm gonna explain you what that happens in a while. Okay, so what this does is basically, if I explain you, if I can zoom in a little bit, so it's easy for you. So what we say is basically, we say, we have this list, right? So this map function right here does a split on this list on comma. So when you split items on a comma, or when you split things, remember, what happens is it gets converted into a list, right? So for example, if I had to split this on comma, just to show you for understanding purposes. So, and then you can grab the first element or the second element or second stuff like that. So we split this by comma, right? That's the lambda. And then we take the R0, R1 and float R2, because with the third column is gonna be a float. So we are explicitly saying that. Now, in order to create data frame, you can simply say, create data frame and data and header. So this should create a Spark data frame, hopefully. Now, once it's done, you can say df.show. This should basically print the Spark data frame. So here you can see that's a Spark data frame, right? Pretty good. I just wanted to show you also the data format, how it looks like. So it's basically a list of tuples. So I'm gonna show you. Oh, it says a map object. Okay, no worries. So if it's a map object, I can maybe say a list, hopefully. Okay, here you go. So as I said, it's a list and then it's a tuple. Tuple is an immutable data type in Python. So this is how the format is. If you want to create a data frame, you can do it by this way. Okay, that's the side note. Let's move forward. So we learned how to create a data frame and all of that. Now let me show you a few more commands. The first command that I'm about to show you is take. So df.take, which tells us that, hey, give me the first two columns, or sorry, first two rows or first 5 rows. So I'm gonna say df.take 2. That means give me the first one from the entire data frame. So you can see it is doing that. Another command that I want to show you is basically df.print schema, which basically prints the schema of any okay, that should basically tell you, oh, city is a string, or this is that, and is it nullable? Yeah, it is nullable. It can be null and stuff like that. So it basically tells you about the data types and what are is it a string, double, float, whatever. Another thing also you can do is you can also say d types. This you have it in Python as Pandas as well. So it gives you a list of tuple. If you want, you can iterate over this. For some reason, if you want it, I don't know why you want it, but if you want it, you can do that way. And remember, it's a tuple. If you wanna extract, you're gonna say 1, then it's gonna give you the second one. But just to let you know that you can also do that one. Okay, d types, perfect. Now what we are about to learn is basically, now we'll learn how to play with the data frame. So the first part is basically selecting columns, manipulating columns and stuff like that. Selecting columns. Okay, so let's learn, man, how do we do that. So first of all, we'll create our data frame on which we'll practice it. Okay, so as I said, the code is there on the GitHub, so don't worry about that. Focus on learning right now with me. So let this run. They should print basically the data frame, and then I'll show you how to select columns, how to select multiple columns and stuff like that. Okay, so there are several ways of selecting columns in PySpark. So the first way I'm going to show you is basically df.select, and then you simply give the city name. And if you do this, it's not going to print because you have to say show on this. Okay, so now if I run this, it should basically only show me the city column, hopefully. So let's see. Perfect, it does work. Okay, now other way, if you want to select multiple, as I said, multiple columns, what you could do is you could say df.select, and this takes an array just like Python Pandas. So what you could do, you can just cd, and you could easily say types, and then let's do a show method on that, and let's try to run that. Basically, this should select multiple columns in PySpark. So we go very with basic, if I just do the, if I show something fancy, it makes no sense if you don't understand, right? So let's go with the basics. So now let's play with the filter command. Okay, filter commands. So the first thing that you want to say is, hey, I want to get all the city. I want to get all the types where the city is Paris. How do I do that? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can say df.filter, and you can say df dot, you can select the column city, and inside that you can say in the quotes Paris, and what you want to do is you want to show. Okay, so let me show you. I usually, like to wake up early in the morning and be more productive. Usually 5 o'clock, I wake up by 5 because I love to teach people. I just love it. Okay, so filter command, that's how the filter works. You got all the, now you will ask me one question. You should ask me one question. Hey, Saumil, but I don't need all the columns. I just need, what about city? I need to do a filter and then I just want to get the city. Well, my friend, you can do that. It's pretty easy. So what you would do after a filter command, run a select command, and you can, oh fuck. So what you want to do here is you want to select city and then run a show command. So basically you filter, then you select, I mean, hey, give me just that one. Okay, so you're doing that, so hopefully that should work. And sure enough, it does, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? Now, why don't we, okay, now one more question. Sawmill, that's amazing. I mean, you said you know we can write a filter command, you can do filter command, but what if I want to do filter commands on multiple columns, Sawmill? Like for example, where city is Paris and type is food. Can I do that, Sawmill? Yes, you can, man. It should be very easy. Now you got the idea. So it's like function chaining. So what you're gonna do after this, you wanna again filter down that one. You wanna say df dot, let's say type as food. Okay, so I'm gonna say food, I'm sure. So basically you're telling, hey, give me where the attributes as Paris and the type is food. So you're just supplying multiple arguments right there, which is pretty amazing. But as I said, Sawmill, I just want the name of the sit. Let's say I just want the price for some reason. Sawmill, can I run a filter command on that again? Yes, you can. And it's simple. You would say div.price. You can say, let's say it's greater than, or let's say less than $15. Hopefully that should work. I haven't tried it though. Should work. So you're saying, hey, give me all the city where it's Paris, give me the data type which is food, and filter out where the price is less than $15 or 15 pounds, whatever you want to say. See how easy it is, right? If you understand the basics, things become so easy. Now, not only that, let's go a little forward. What you can do instead of doing these stuff, you can specify everything in a one variable. For example, you can say filter city, filter type food. You did this, right? Instead of doing this, guys, what I'm saying is, why don't we do this? Let me put it in the comments. So you can, I did not copy the entire stuff. Give me one sec. Oh man. Alrighty. So what you can do is you can say filter command, and inside a tuple you can specify an argument. For example, I'm saying, hey, give me all the city where it's Paris and price where it's greater than $18, and just select the city column. You can pretty much do that. I just want to run that and show you. So if you want to do that way, if you don't like to chain methods, you can pretty much do this way as well. This work as well. Just wanted to show you that as well. Now let's look at some more example. Understand. Let's say Sawmill, you said, okay, this one. Okay. If you want to run like a sort command, if you want to sort the result, you can pretty much do that. I mean, all you gotta do is say sort. Was it sort, or I just gotta remember the syntax exactly. I think it's gonna be oh yeah, I think it was ascending. Let's try. Let's give a shot. I don't know. I think it was, yeah, it was sort. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. So I think I forgot the commands for oh yeah, it was sort, and then, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Listen. So basically you say dot sort, and then you have to say on what field. I want to make sure my microphone is working. Just one sec. Testing, audio check. Okay, hopefully it's working. All right, so what you do is you say sort, and then inside that you gotta say which column you want to sort, right? So I'm gonna say, hey, sort by price and sort it by ascending order. Hopefully no typos there, and this should work. So you're pretty much saying, hey, give me, filter out all the results where the city is Paris, where the type is food, and sort the price in the ascending order and show me the result. So that pretty much makes sense, right? 8 and 19. So the smaller comes up, the larger numbers go on the top, on the bottom, right? That works fine. Perfect. That's cool, cool, cool. Now let's jump to the chapter 2 where we learn about manipulating columns. Manipulating columns, one of the best things, because when you have a data frame, you wanna of course manipulate columns, right? So let's learn that, guys. It's easy. Don't give up on this. Okay, stay with me till the end. I promise you, you will learn. Okay, so let's try that one. So the same data set, we just have that Pandas type and whatever stuff. Okay, and then we'll play on that. Okay. I love my tea. I mean, the first thing I do in the morning, I wake up, I need a cup of Indian tea, like made in milk. Oh yeah, that's fine. All right. So now we gotta learn how to manipulate columns, right? So in order to do that, PySpark has some built-in function in pyspark.sql.functions, and you gotta import them. So I can import them using this command. Okay. Now, if you want to add a column with a constant value 6 in it, so the command is with column. That means you say, hey, with a column call 6. Okay. Lit means constant value 6 and show. So if I run that quickly, this should basically, add a column, with the number 6 in it. Let's wait. Computer is processing, and sure enough, it does, right? Now, let me do this. How about if you want to create a column where the price is price divided by 2? How do you do that? Pretty easy, guys. It is, as I said, it's not like complicated. So you should say df dot with columns, and then you say what the column name should be. I'm gonna call foo, and then you're gonna say df dot price. You want to select the price, the one head by 2, and you want to call the show. And of course you can run the filter commands and stuff like that. So okay, so give me an error, and I know why it gave me an error, because my PySpark data frame. Let's try again. That should work. So it's running. Give it a sec. Yeah, PySpark is slow. I don't know why it takes a long time. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, oh, it's still running. I mean, it's basically, I'm gonna do the price divided by 2, and then I run in the show command on that. Yeah, it's still running. Stupid PySpark. I like Pandas more. I don't know about you guys, but I'm only, it works, right? But the thing with the PySpark is I'm only learning because in AWS Glue, if you don't want to write a Glue jobs, it's PySpark. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's learn it. Like, so yeah. By the way, you can add a column, call as foo, and then I selected the what do you call that? The price column divided by 2. What if you want to do with multiple? So you can just add a tuple and do that. So that's that. Okay. Now let me talk about dropping columns. That's interesting. So dropping columns should be interesting. So first of all, I want to drop a column called as foo. So first of all, let me do a show and make sure that the columns is actually there. So I'm gonna do a df.show. So this should basically show me all whatever the current data frame. So let's wait. Right, that's fine. So we have this one. Now let's drop the price column. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say df dot you can call the drop method, and as usual, you did it. You can say, hey, I wanna drop the price column. Do a show. Now, how do you drop multiple column? You might say, oh, okay, it's simple. Just give an array. It's not gonna work. So let me talk about that, please. So. All right, works fine, perfect, good. Now let's drop multiple columns. This video should give you a very good start on PySpark. I believe with the people who do not know anything about PySpark, I think it's a very good resource because you would find everything in one video, right? So now dropping multiple, columns. Basically, it's an array, but I'll tell you why it's not gonna work. So let's drop city. Let's also drop price on that. What you gotta do is you gotta you gotta do an asterisk on before this to delete. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it works. So if you want to delete multiple, you just gotta say star at the beginning of the array, and that way it's gonna delete that one, the columns. So let's wait, it's processing. Perfect. Now what you could do is that you could drop and then you can run a filter command on that. So you could pretty much say, just making sure I'm doing this because you can revise the concepts. So now you can run pretty much a filter command, and you can say, hey, give me df.type is equal to food and take the first two values. You can pretty much do that. I mean, all right, so you can do that. Okay. The next part is basically renaming columns. That's gonna be fun. Alrighty, let's do it. Oops, showy. It should be show. My bad. Alright, so df.show, basically it should show me the data frame. Now I actually gotta rename the column, so I'm gonna show you. So now to rename, let's say you want to rename the price column to something, I don't know, whatever. So what you can do is you can say df.width, and then you can say column renamed, and then basically you just give the old column name. So I wanna, in this case, say price to what? I'm gonna say price, and you can pretty much run the show command. So hopefully it should work. Hopefully, yeah. So that's how you basically, rename stuff, right? You can also apply mathematical formulas here, mathematical function. What you could do is something like this. Let me show you a demo. So basically I'm just creating a data frame, the standard way. Schema, basically this is a column name, right? And then what I'm saying is if you want to do a cost function on that, you got to import it from the functions module, okay? And then you can say, hey, run the cost of this column and this column. So want to bring that to you as well. Now the main topic is the group by and then advanced manipulation of columns. So let me just first we'll say group by. So that works, okay? So now let me talk about a bit about group by. Okay, let me copy that one. It's just a data frame. Let me show you how it looks like. So I'm gonna do a df.show, should basically print the data frame, and then we'll learn the group by, how group by works. So we have employer name, department, state, salary, age, and bonus. Okay, so let's say you want to run a group by statement. Let's say you want to see the sum of salary in each department. How the hell do you do that? It's easy, not that difficult. What you could do, you can say df.group by, and then you can select you want to group by department, right? And then you have to say an aggregation function. So you want to run a sum function. So you want to run a sum on what? So you can say I want to run a sum on salary. Okay, that makes sense. Then what do you want to do? You want to show that. So let's see that how it works. So it should give you the total salary in each department, like total how much they are paying in each department. So let's have a look at that one. So in finance, they are paying this much, sales, they are paying this much. If you say, hey, what is the average amount of salary they are paying in each department? Simple, change this to mean, should work. Another thing that I want to show you after this is, let's say you want to see how many states, like what's the total state, how many New York. I mean, of course, a small data set, you can read it, but you want to learn about that as well. So there's something called as count, right? So let me show you something pretty nice. You know what, actually let me type it, that makes more sense. So df.show as usual, and then we'll also do that. So df dot group by. So I'm gonna say group by. Hey, group by where? So group on the state, okay, and run the built-in count method on that. After that, I want to rename the column. So let me show you first what the output looks like. So basically it's just gonna do a count, right? So yeah, it's a little bit slow on my computer. I don't know why, but okay, so that works. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to rename this column. So what you could do, instead of the show, you can run one more aggregation, one more function. You know, I taught you about with columns renamed. Then you give the name of the column. I want to name it to state count, whatever. And then you can say, hey, give me select only that particular column, for example. So I'm just showing you, you know, so we can revise the concepts. So you can do that one, and then you can say show. Let's run that one. You're selecting basically just that particular column. I'm just showing you, okay? Now comes the main part. UDF, okay, that works, okay, perfect. UDF stands for user defined functions in Pys. What the hell am I typing? I guess I'm sleepy still. pyspark. Alrighty, so let's do it, man. So first of all, let's do show. Make sure that works. Then I'll talk about the UDF and all of that. So basically you can define your own functions to do certain operations and stuff like that. So let's learn the very basics. So first of all, in order to define a UDF, you gotta import a UDF. That makes sense. So I imported that. Now let's define a function which will multiply the current salary times 3. I know it's not a good example, but you will come to know, like I'm going to show you some good example after this, okay? Because I have several examples. So add 3x and x into 3. So whatever value it comes, it will multiply by 3. Now, in order to apply that function, I want to say, hey, df.select, I want to apply this on where? So I want to select, and I want to say add underscore 3. And it's a select, right? So you got to say a column name. So I'm gonna say, hey, I want to apply on salary, and hey, can you add an alias for me? Alias means a dummy name, capital salary, and if you can show me the result, that would be really cool. So let's do that. I'll show you what happens. So the salary would be multiplied by 3, so this would be some 27, 3 9 to 27, so something like 27,000. Yeah, let's see. It's gonna take a while. So you're saying, hey, select, apply this function on that particular column, do an alias, basically select that column with that name and show. And then you can run filter commands and all of that. You can do remove a column, you can do whatever you want, the CRUD operations. Yeah, let's run this. Pretty good. See, works. Alrighty. Now, let me show you something else. Now, there is something interesting I wanna cover right here. Let me see if I had this on my slide. I do have. So a bit I wanna cover how to do PySpark to Pandas and Pandas to PySpark. So a bit on that. Pandas to PySpark and PySpark to Pandas. So alrighty. So you can easily say there's a function called toPandas. So if you say that, it's gonna convert that into a pandas data frame. And now so let's run that. I need more coffee, I guess. So guys, this is your pandas data frame now. You can do all of that. Describe, describe, iLook, whatever you want, all your pandas commands. So that's that. Now, how do you convert a pandas to a PySpark? Okay, let me show you that one as well. Okay, so pandas to PySpark. Convert a PySpark to pandas. We did that one. Okay, now we have a pandas data frame. I'm going to convert into PySpark data frame. So what we can do is there's something called a SQL context. So you got to import that. So from PySpark.SQL, import SQL context. You import that one. Now what you say, you create a SQL CTX object, right? And you pass the Spark instance. So Spark instance, remember on the very top, we made a Spark instance, remember? This one right here. So you gotta pass that one there. So let me quickly scroll there. So you pass the Spark instance, and it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is just gonna say that variable, the instance that you created, dot create data frame, pass the pandas data frame, and then say dot show method. It's that easy. So let me run that quickly. Hopefully that would show you a PySpark data frame. So yeah, it's easy. I'm gonna touch on something nice here. Okay, pretty good. So you're back to PySpark. Okay, so I'm gonna store that in df so I can keep working on whatever I'm doing. Okay, so that's that. Now comes the interesting fact. Removing null values. A lot of people want to do that. Removing null and what the hell? Okay, removing null and none values. Okay, so what you can do, I'm gonna take a very classic example here. I'm gonna create a data frame. So you can create data frame by this also, by create data frame. So see what I'm doing now, okay? Show. So this should basically show you the data frame, right? So yeah, it takes a while, man. Okay, so you see I have a none value here, right? If it's a none value, you can easily remove by following things. But this method won't work. I'll show you why. It's interesting. That's the reason I'm showing you this, okay? Because I found this on Stack Overflow, and I want to teach you this properly. Usually, in pandas we have drop NA, so you can just say filter where df first name is not null. You run that, you see what happens. It's not gonna remove because it's not a none. It's basically an empty string. There's a value there, but it's not recognizing as a none value. How the hell do you remove it? How the hell do you clean this? Okay, you wanna clean that, right? So you wanna get rid of that. So what you could do, this is what I have done. I defined a user function, a UDF function, right? So let's do this. So first of all, you define your sparks. The same thing what we did. We created a data frame, and then you gotta import UDF. So I'm gonna show you that. I'm just creating a data frame, the same data frame that I had. Okay. Then you define a UDF function here. I'm gonna define a function called remove. So I'm saying, hey, if the value is none, give it 1, else return 0. So I'm actually, if you see what I'm trying to do is here, I'm trying to create a flags here. And now what you can do, once you create that, so you create a UDF, you did import the UDF, right? So you gotta apply, you gotta say what it's returning. So it's gonna return an integer type. So I said, hey, it's gonna return an integer. And I said df.width column, add a column call as, I'm saying, hey, add a column call as flag. And this will take a UDF value to category. Basically, this is what we defined. And then you want to run that on what row? I want to run that on the first name, right? So if I run this, I'll actually show you Oops, and we have an error, and it's fine, and I know why the error is, because for some stupid reason in PySpark, I don't know, in Jupyter Notebook, you gotta do everything in one cell sometimes, because I guess it expires or something, I don't know. So I'm gonna show you that, hold on. So let me do that and try to run that. Integer type is not defined. I think I gotta define integer type or what? Give me one sec, man. Actually, yeah, I think we gotta import integer type in PySpark. I forgot. I mean, I did that before. Okay, let's do a quick Stack Overflow. I want to show you debugging also, how I usually do. It's fine, you know, not everyone knows everything, right? But it's fine. Let's go to Google and say integer type, PySpark import. Should be something, you know, I just gotta import that. Oh, it's showing me Java or what? Let me see. Come on. Oh, yeah. So from SQL types, you gotta import that one. So Stack Overflow, thank you for saving my ass again. Sorry for my language. I did not mean to say that. I can cut that. Stack Overflow, thank you for saving me. Yeah. It's just running, and now what you can do. I mean, it's a workaround, you know. I mean, this is how I did it, you know. I applied a UDF function, and then you can run a filter command on the top of that. So let me show you. Yeah, it takes a while to process. By the way, I just wanted to also leave the links for the snippets as well. Okay, so we have that, right? Now what you could do is where the first name is none, is see, it's so you want to say 0, you want to select, so you want to run a filter command, and you want to say, hey, filter out all the categories, filter out all the categories where, or give me all the categories where it's 0. Run the show command, run the select command, because you don't want to get the category. Select, and what you want to select is you want to select first name, and then you want to run a show method on the top of that. Data frame object is not attribute category. Did I spell it out incorrectly? Let me see, boy, what's going on? Oh, I know, might expired. I gotta run this again. Yeah, for some time, you know, I have even if, you know, you define this, I have this issue sometimes. I don't know why, but yeah, it's strange. So df.11 show, that should show me the data frame. That's weird. I mean, that should work. Yeah, it takes a long time, always. Yeah, my syntax is correct. I'm pretty sure it's just something I missed it here or there. Because yeah, I'm running a filter command on the category. I'm saying, hey, give me all the filter all the data frame where the category is 0, and then select the first name and the last name, and then show me the data frame. Should be correct, hopefully. Let me do that one. Why? Data frame object has no attribute category. It says no attribute category. That's weird to me. Let's try print schema. It's an integer, null label is true, category. That's what I said. I mean, let me do this one. So yeah, I mean, so you can say a filter command. That's exactly what I did. I selected the column, then I said, hey, give me all the columns where it's, that's weird. I should not happen that one. maybe it's not selecting the something is um let's do this. That's weird. That's so df11 dot select. Let's do select. Let's see if I'm able to select the category. Okay, that indeed works. Okay, that's good. So now I want to do is basically I should be able to do that. That's weird. So you want to say df.11. So now what you want to do is, hey, you want to run a filter command, or df.categories is equal to 0. Filter all the records with the category zeros, and let's try to show that. That's weird. I mean, I was able to select it, but the thing is, you know what I would do? df.11. So I'm gonna try to rename that column as flags, and then try to run a filter command on the top of that. df11.filter df. I'm gonna run the now on flags. For some reason, I don't know why, but it's not data frame object has no attribute flags. I don't know, it's not recognizing that column for some reason, and I don't know why, but I can get back to you on this. That's really strange. Usually you should be able to run a filter command on that. Yeah, it's an integer. Yeah, that's a little weird to me. I shall get back to you on that particular thing, why it did not work. But hopefully this tutorial shall be useful. And if so, do give a like. And if you have any more questions, kindly do list your question in the comment section below. And I shall try to get back to you as quick as I can. For that problem, I mean, for this thing, as I was not able to, you know, filter out I was not able to select the categories for some reason. Let me try one more time and see if that works. That's weird. I mean, should be able to filter that. I mean, it's just I can't select that particular column for some reason. So you have flags, but that okay. So ID long. Okay, null label true. Let's try flags. Okay, let's try this way maybe. So I'm basically selecting it, and then on the top of that, after selecting, I'm gonna run a filter command. So now I can say filter. So the previous command is still running. Let's let that complete, and then we can run this command. Hopefully that works. So basically you're selecting, and then you're trying to filter that. So hopefully that should work. So let's try that. Yeah, that does work. Okay, so it seems like you gotta select first, and then you have to filter it. It seems like that. It's fine. I learned something new also today. It's not bad. I made some. I had some issues and errors, and I tried to solve it, and I showed you that. You know, I'm not gonna do any cut. I'm not gonna cut this video because I wanna upload it raw as it is. And I'm gonna post the GitHub link, the GitHub links for the entire Jupyter notebook, so you can go over it, you can read it, and hopefully that should be useful. Okay, so let's try to run this and see. Hopefully, it should work. That should remove. Perfect, it worked. So that's how you can, and what you could do now is you could do a drop function, and then you can drop flags, right? So yeah, this is how you can do some data cleaning as well on PySpark. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If so, please do give a like. It's very hard to make contents. I have to wake up 5 a.m. I usually wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, try to help you guys out. So kindly do support me by simply giving a like to this video. I'm not asking for any money. Just simply support me. Try to give me a like on the video or share if possible. And as usual, guys, thank you for all the love, all the support you have been giving me on my channel. And I promise to keep teaching you all the new things, whatever things I learn. So thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. If you guys have any questions, do post it in the comments, and as and when I get time, I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Once again, keep smiling, keep coding. See you guys next time.